and heartfelt journey. A lot of you were with me back in March when my high school social worker came after 33 years and broke the silence and said, I want to let you know that what you went through in high school was illegal. I reached out to a friend at Fox News in March when my high school social worker came after that volume should not be on, I don't know why. And I reached out to her and she said that she wanted to break the silence. And I was like, wow. She said the school superintendent illegally got rid of you, graduated you early, and said, we don't want him. Do whatever it takes to get rid of him. He is a nuisance. He is, used words of, describing gay people in a derogatory manner and way. And I just had been dealing with this for 33 years. And finally, a reporter said to me she wanted to do the story. Well, back in March, I recorded it with her and I touched base with her and she sent me several things. An article that she had found in the Hartford Current that was published in 1991. And that's me. And that's my sad face. You look at that and I cry. It says, student knows firsthand about violence towards gays. And then she had advised me and said, we're saving this for Pride Month, which is coming out in June. And we're gonna be featuring this story on all the networks. And I was like, oh my gosh. But now I'm like, what angle is she taking? How is this gonna go? What is this gonna do? I appeared on 7 international talk shows in 1990 for being a victim of a brutal and horrific hate crime. I was attacked by 5 students in my public lavatory in the public restroom when I was a junior. At the age of 17, I was expelled from school because I was attacked. And I am finally getting closure because I always say there's your story, my story, and the truth. And now that the reporter is gonna be airing this for Pride Month, is exciting, but yet nerve-wracking at the same time because of the fact that I don't know what to expect. Then she said, Dennis, we need your high school yearbook photo. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have a yearbook photo. I didn't want to get one because I lost all of my junior year because in junior, I was attacked in October of 1989 of being a junior. So I was only in school for about a month and a half before I was expelled, put on homebound tutoring. The school superintendent said, do whatever you have to get rid of them. This is what my high school social worker revealed that was illegal and just gave me my credits. So I never got to really have a full junior year or a full senior year. And so I texted a friend of mine, Cheryl Kingsman in Florida, and I asked her for my high school for a picture, and she sent me this. And my heart melted. And I looked at it this morning and I bawled and I cried. Because as I was reading it, I realized this wasn't even my senior photo because I wasn't there in my senior year. I wasn't at the school my senior year. But what it says is Dennis Schleicher, goals, to major in communication and move to LA. And it lists all the clubs and the achievements that I received. DECA, distributed education. I was part of that in 11th grade for only a month and a half, but they listed it. I was in the drama club for 9th and 10th grade. FR club for 10th, 11th, and 12th. I don't even know what that is. Future Business Leaders of America, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And I was also the president of Future Business Leaders of America. Human Relations Council, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th year. When I was a sophomore in my 10th year, I was the president of the Human Relations Council. I was also part of And this just got me. The Newcomers Club. I said to the reporter when I sent this photo to her, I said, it breaks my heart because it says that I was a part of this. I'll read you exactly what I said to her. I said, haven't seen this photo in 33 years, crying emoji. I forgot that I was president of the Human Relations Council as a sophomore. And I forgot that I was in charge of the Newcomers Club, crying emoji. How could I be so welcoming and so innocent when they were ... Breaks my heart. So I want to share with you my feelings on this and the emotional turmoil that it has caused, as well as the anticipation of where it's going to go. I don't know, but I know that by them featuring it in Pride Month, which is in a few weeks in June, is going to create a lot of sensationalism and a lot of press. It's going to mean that a lot of other news networks are going to want to find out what's going on. How did Fox News in Hartford, Connecticut get the exclusive to this story? Why weren't we included in on this? And it was something that I was anticipating back in March, but it never came to fruition. So as I sit before you right now live on my YouTube channel, sharing this emotional journey, I'm reminded that we may not be in charge of what happens to us in our past, but we are in charge of what we do with that in going forward. We are in charge of how we share and we turn challenges into strengths, weakness into courage. And I sit here before you today and say, I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for this situation, if it wasn't for being brutally attacked, if it wasn't for being catapulted on talk shows like CNN, Larry King Live, Sally Jesse Raphael, Geraldo, The Joan Rivers Show, just to name a few. I also wouldn't have had the privilege of meeting people like Bette Midler, Cyndi Lauper, and those that I had included in the header for this banner or thumbnail, I guess you call it. So in the next couple of weeks, it is now, today is February. Today is, what is today? Today is May 12th. And in a few weeks, it's gonna be June 1st, which is Pride Month. So I don't know when they're gonna be airing it in Pride Month. I don't know if they're going to air it on that Saturday, which is June 1st, or if they're gonna air it that week. I have no clue. It's out of my control. It's in their hands. Which is okay, but I guess for myself, being misquoted in newspapers dozens of times and in print magazines, being misquoted or taken out of context, I'm nervous. So I'm gonna be honest. I am much better at doing live TV because I know I know what to expect. I can handle myself and be more presentable, if you may. If they cut and slice, because she interviewed me for hours at the station, and out of that hour interview, she's probably gonna get a 3-minute segment. So it's gonna be brief, and I don't know what is going to be said when that interview comes out. And I guess the fear of the unknown is what is scary. But I'm also ready to take this on and say, this is going to bring me closure. This is gonna bring me closure knowing that I am now free from my past. I had undergone in 1990 and 91 through probably 98 years of therapy. years of therapy. I still to this day cannot use a public restroom, or I can use a public restroom, but I can't use a urinal because I was shoved from behind and my face went right like that up against the wall from somebody screaming derogatory comments behind me. And I'm like thinking, who are they talking about? They can't be talking about me. And next thing you know, I go poof. That attack and the first appearance on the Sally Jessy Raphael show caused the Sally Jessy Raphael show to win a daytime Emmy. And Mary Duffy was the producer, and the ratings were so high that they asked me to come back for a second appearance in April to talk about what happens to guests after they go on national television. And in my case, I was arrested for 5 counts assault, 2 counts risk of injury to a minor. And this is what part of the article says that was found in 1990. It was front page of the Hartford Current. Student knows firsthand about violence towards gays by Oliver Perkins, staff writer. When Dennis Schleicher walks into his high school, there is a good chance a schoolmate will call him the queer word if he isn't called the queer as he walks in. And she put quotes. They told me that if I were more discreet about my sexuality, this would never have happened, he said, and in close quote. End quote. I never tried to flaunt anything. I was just trying to be myself, close quote. In January, Schleicher was charged with assault in connection with the case. He believes the charges was retaliation for discussing the incident on Larry King Live television program on CNN Live and Sally Jessy Raphael's show that month. The charges were later dropped. They were nollied, but it took 18 months of me going to court. Until this day, I get called for jury duty and I can't go because I have a meltdown of what occurred when I was attacked. And when I had to go month after month for 18 consecutive months to free or to prove my innocence. And nothing happened to the 5 students, nor the 18 students that were egging them on when this occurred. So my goal for sharing this to you, is to say, we can get through anything. There's a reason. And at the age of 50 years old now, I am blessed that I have the opportunity to have closure from this 33 years later. It may not be easy. I don't know what to tell you as far as what news outlets are going to reach out, who's going to want to interview me, but I can tell you it's going to be a frenzy. And I will be very selective as to who I choose to share my story with, because I am very protective of my vulnerability, if you may. And I know there's a lot going on in the world today where people are being discriminated against. There are hate crimes all over. And my goal is not only to get closure for myself, but to educate people that we are all children and child of a loving Heavenly Father. And He loves us no matter what. No matter what race, religion, sexual orientation, or background. I choose love. And I challenge you to choose love. And I cried a lot last night and cried a lot this morning. And I was thinking of the episode when I was on Sally Jessy the first time. And I started crying. And that was a ratings increase for them. So I'm trying to maintain my exposure now because there's a big difference between being 17 years of age and 50 years of age. I have learned and grown a lot from this incident. And if you're a victim of somebody who is bullied or made fun of because you have a disability, or in my case, I'm dyslexic, don't let people do this to you. Find a peer, tell your parents, tell your aunts, your uncles, tell your grandparents, tell as many people, a pastor, as many people that would listen, a friend's mom or dad. Just keep telling people that I feel I'm being bullied. I feel that I am being targeted. And somebody will listen. I can testify to that. So, and if you know somebody who is being bullied, or if you were somebody that bullied somebody as a child, do whatever it takes to find that person and to say, I'm sorry. I was young, I was immature. I didn't know what I was doing. Would you please forgive me? Because that closure can bring all the difference in someone's life by letting them know that you're sorry for what you've done. It may be hard to admit that, but take it from somebody who has been there. I would give the people who attacked me, if they apologized, I would hug them and say, thank you. It's okay. I forgive you. So, please, if you've ever bullied or made fun of somebody, reach out to them. Let them know that they are loved and that you are sorry. Personally, I don't remember those who attacked me. I blocked it out of my mind. I don't know their names. I don't know what they look like. I don't even have a yearbook. I didn't even go to my high school graduation because I was afraid they were going to scream the queer word when I walked across the stage. So I understand what it's like. And I want you to know that when I look at this picture of this innocent-looking 16-year-old that they found, or 17-year-old, that was on the front page of the Hartford Current, I have a lot of acne. I look really sad. I don't look like myself. I don't have a glow. I was hurting. I was a hurting 17-year-old who had a lot of pain. And even when I see this picture, I think that was my junior or sophomore high school picture. And I read what they put, I was in the Russian club. I couldn't even tell you one Russian word. And I won a fine arts award in my sophomore year. And I was also in the sign language club for 10th, 11th, and 12th. How could they put that I was in there for the 12th when I didn't even go to school for my senior year? Well, that's the power of systems. They did whatever it takes to get me out of there. And I believe that this interview coming up in June that I recorded in March has caused me great pain and anxiety, but it is going to give the freedom that is needed. And if I choose to take another show or do another appearance when this comes out, I will be selective. And I want to thank all of you for your support, because you're not just subscribers to me, you're family, you're friends. So thank you, and have a great day. And if you missed this from the beginning, please, it will be uploaded and you can watch it. And I pray you have a great week.